Hello nieces and nephews, this is your Uncle Bill. Today, DIY grip gear. Stay tuned, it's gonna be fun. Here we are, we have everything we need. It's just in a little different type of order. These are all the little pieces of grip gear that we're going to be using, and a few of them are pre-made. For example, the Clamp It, one of my favorites. This is USA made device. It's got a C-clamp and a 1/4-inch mount. Clamp It, I'll put a link down below like I usually do, and a small rig head maybe. But the main things that we're going to be doing is putting 2 1/4-inch 20 thread into the gooseneck here that we have. And where did I get this gooseneck? Well, this is the made version. Let's go to the unmade version. We have a gooseneck. We got that from a light that did not work. Took it apart and saved this little piece. Take these, put them in, screw them in as far as I can because it's not threaded in there, and then cut them off. A little piece of grip gear that came with a magic arm. That is going to be both serve as, and it's not the right size. Learning something new every day. We get 2 1/4-inch nuts here. Just happen to have some standbys. We thread them down on our bolt so that when we are done using our hacksaw to cut it to length, we can use the nut to back over the threads. Sometimes the threads get a little rough, and the nut will help smooth that out. So we put that on both of these. Now we're all set to go. Let's get right into the production here. We start by taking this and putting a nice grip on it with the large vice grips. This is not an exact science. DIY rarely is. This thing, we're going to use that later too. That's a light extension, and we use a 3/8 to 1/4 adapter. I'm going to show you that piece later. And like I said, this is going to be all one take. I'm going to cut it, and because once this is committed, you really can't go, there's no coming back afterwards. So you just push it in and turn. And hopefully it'll start taking after a while. Okay. My vice grip came unclamped. There we go. I've never done this on camera, so of course it's not going to work. A tool that I had wanted to share with you is this little grip tool. It's basically a Meyer plier, and I think this one might actually be a knockoff, which I got well over 10 years ago, and just waiting for the time to be able to use it. Now, no time like the present. We lock it in. See if I can find my other screwdriver. What I need is some force to push in. Here's another screwdriver. And we'll see if I can get that started, because once I get a thread going, here we go. And it won't be long before all right, now I needed the screwdriver. Now we use the vice grips to make sure it's well in there and won't back off during normal use. Another option is to actually just glue it in. I find that this works fairly well. Let's move over to the corner here. move so that you can see better exactly what I'm doing. So I'm just gonna screw this until it just won't go anymore and I feel tension. That's usually at the bottom of the cuff, at least it was last time. This will heat up the entire metal because we have a lot of friction. There's one. The Meyer plier is like a vise and kind of and also like a vise grip, which is nice because it's quickly adjustable. There we go. It's in. We're ready for number 2. All we need to do is get it in far enough so that it's basically stuck. Once it starts taking a few screws in, then we can attach the small vice grip to it. Now when you cut this off, I'm going to run the nut all the way down so that it's closer, because you really don't need much more than about 1/4 inch of thread. I think this is a 3/8 inch gooseneck. You could shop for that if you wanted to. This is about as far as this one's going to go. We're going to run this back down and then cut it off. Now for cutting, you want to make sure to have a good hacksaw. The Lenox blade, 24 teeth per inch. Come up about 1/4 inch from the nut so that you have enough room for just about any camera. If you want, you could come up even more, because you can always take off more, you can't put it back. Getting it started is and that is why you have the nut on the end, because now what we can do is take the nut and back it off and come over to make sure that this part will take a nut. That's a little trick to run it over a couple of times and then run it back down. I also can take a file to this, which I might do later on. There's one piece. Clamp the other one in. All right, here we go. Now you can just take a mill and bastard file and run over the rough edge if you wanted. There you go. This is it. It's that easy. This is the base for our grip gear. We take the lightning adapter. This has a 3/8 inch hole threaded and a 1/4 inch hole threaded. I found another piece of grip gear that I had, which is a 1/4 inch to 3/8 adapter, and we stick it in here. Take a screwdriver real quick. Now we have a 1/4 inch to a 1/4 inch adapter. You don't want to get this cross-threaded. There we go. Ta-da! There's that. Take one of my Kiyo lights. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. These guys are great, by the way. The best bicolor light you can get. Still under $20 on Amazon. Durable, too. I just dropped it. Here's the piece of grip gear I had hoped to have. I grabbed 3/8 instead of 1/4. I gotta slow down. I'm going too fast. Slow your roll, Uncle Bill. Taking the nut off because we're no longer going to need that. Take the piece of grip gear that comes with Magic Arms and quite a few other things. You could also use the nut if you wanted, but the reason for this is a lot of action cameras and whatnot, they have a shallow thread in here on their nut. So you don't want to run it all the way in. You just run it far enough and then run this back up. we can further have a mount and add that on. Ta-da! You saw me make it all in one take. It's a little long week. I spent too much time doing the thumbnail. Here we are. We're done. We made our grip gear. Now we can use this for lighting in my kitchen, around the house. It holds up a light nicely. I wouldn't recommend this for a 35mm camera though, unless maybe you had it upside down, because this is not made to take a lot of weight. Thanks for watching. This is your Uncle Pooh. This is your Uncle Bill. I hope you're having a great day. Every day this side of the dirt is a great day. Go out there and have some fun. Stay safe. I love you all. Bye-bye.